Hey, Mezzo here again. Over the next few videos, you guys are gonna see us touch on a few of our, what I would consider our fundamentals in the company. We're gonna be teaching back some of these principles just to make sure everyone's on the same page and everyone has the same level of information. This is gonna be excess information that you're gonna use to help get yourself ahead. I'm gonna start with one of the ones that I believe is the pillar of our industry, which is the 8 great working habits, also called the 8 steps to success. So the way this even came up is there was a study done on 500 successful people from a lot of different career fields. Successful actors, actresses, athletes, doctors, lawyers, engineers, whatever. And they were just trying to find out for the people who were top 3 in their fields, what were some of those habits that they all have, which is why they call it the 8 steps to success. So I'm going to start with that. First one, right, is have a positive attitude. I'm going to write everything on the board and then I'll start explaining them afterwards. Be on time. Number 3 is be prepared. 4 is work your full day. Number 5 is manage your territory correctly. Number 6 is maintain a positive attitude. Number 7 is know why you're here and where you're going. And then the last but definitely not the least is take control. So first, starting with the first one, which is have a positive attitude. I think the reason why a lot of these, from the study, a lot of these guys pick have a positive attitude as the most popular one is, I think, is because to do anything, you have to have a positive mindset towards it. We always talk about mindset and skill set. I think mindset has to come before skill set in anything. So first it starts by having a positive attitude. And the way I say it is whatever you have to do in the morning to get yourself in the right state of mind to attack the day, that's up to you. Some people prefer to listen to music. Some people meditate. Some people do yoga. Some people go to the gym. Some people pray. Doesn't really matter. Whatever puts you in the right state of mind in order for you to be able to attack what you need to do for the day, I think that's exactly what you need to do. Then leads us to number 2, being on time. For me, I believe especially in the business world, being on time or being early is a sign of respect. You respect your time just like you respect the person's time. I always make the analogy. If you were going on a date with someone and you asked them to show up at so time and they showed up 45 an hour later, in your head, you might not say it to them, but in your head you think this person does not respect your time, right? And it's the same thing in the business realm as well. And then the next one is be prepared. You want to make sure you are prepared for whatever it is you're tackling. I think about it, old school movie, people going to war and they are prepared. The general gives his speech or the captain gives his speech and the team is ready to go. And then imagine the general turns around and be like, hey, does anyone have an extra sword? That would be pretty awkward, right? But the goal is to be prepared. Have everything that you need for whatever the task is that you're going to do, right? So you want to make sure you have everything you need. If you're in the office, you need your notebook, you need your pen in every single room that you go into because you're going to be taking notes. Number 1 is for you to remember. Number 2 is for you to be able to remember it well enough to teach it back to other people as well. If I'm in the field, I want to make sure I have my tracking sheets, I have my tablets, I have everything that I'm going to need in order to be successful for that day. Other than that, it could hold me back, right? And then the next one is work a full day. That's just work ethic at that point, right? I don't think I have to harp on work ethic too much. You hear it all the time. There is no, elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. People say that all the time, but you have to put in the hours. You use your work ethic to make up for your lack of experience, right? And a lot of the people that we hire, they're not necessarily coming from this background where they have, exceptional amount of hours in the field or, leading people and things like that. We train people all the way up to that point, but in order for us to be able to train you to get better, we at least have to know that you're meeting us halfway there by putting the work in. Number 5, we have manage your territory properly. Business is a territory sport. Right, but let's take it. Remember, I told you it wasn't people just from business that were interviewed for this. It was people from other realms as well. What that means is taking full advantage of what's around you. Right, I think a lot of the times this refers to networking as well. If I'm in an area or in an environment and I'm not capitalizing on that by asking other people. If I was a new personal trainer, I should probably surround myself with other personal trainers who can give me tips on how to get clients, what to charge, what kind of workouts to do, how often you should change your workouts around and things like that. I want to surround myself. So for us in our environment, number 1 is the people that we talk to. People is money, and because we do sales and marketing, obviously. So I want to make sure wherever I go, I am talking to the most amount of people possible in that location. But even in the office, I am talking to the most amount of people that can give me the best information possible to succeed as well. Which leads to number 6. which is maintain a positive attitude. And it sounds a lot like number one, but it's very different. It's one thing to have a positive attitude, like I was mentioning before, listen to your favorite music, meditate, pray, whatever, and come in, and then someone cuts you off in traffic and you completely lose your attitude. Or one thing doesn't go your way and you completely lose your attitude. I think it's important for you to maintain that attitude. The way I paint the picture is, imagine your attitude is like a king or a queen in a castle, right? And then around that, it's a bunch of protective and security tools that people use to make sure no one gets to the king or no one gets to the queen. And that's kind of how you have to look at your attitude, because the moment you lose your attitude, you lost your day. And there are times, like, no matter how great someone is at what they do, there are times where they lose their attitude. I think where the game is played is how quickly does it take you to bounce back. You lose your attitude for a second, and the next second you should get it back. You lose it for another second, the next second you could get it back. So then what you're doing is strengthening your attitude muscle. Whatever got me down yesterday should not get me down today. That means that my attitude didn't get better, right? So you should be able to learn from every situation and get your attitude better and better, which leads to number 7. Number 7, I personally believe, is the most important one on that list. Know why you're here and where you're going. And the reason I say that's the most important one on the list is because whoever's watching this video, you were not hired because we thought that you would become the best business-to-business sales T-Mobile person in the world, or any of our other clients that we have, right? But the reason why you were hired is because we believe you have the propensity to learn the things that you need to learn so you can move into a role and be able to teach, train, and develop other people. We talked about that in an interview. You hear it be talked about in meetings and things like that as well. So the reason it's important for you to remember why you're here and where you're going is because there are a lot of things that are going to happen, a lot of challenges and obstacles and things like that. And when you remember, where you're going, it makes those things a lot easier, right? And the reason I say it's the most important one on that list is because the more you master this and you get really good at reminding yourself of your long-term goals, what happens then is it makes the rest of the other working habits a lot easier. Right? It makes them a lot easier, right? If I understand why I'm here, where I'm going, it's important for me to have a good attitude. It's important. And then I know it's easy for me to prepare. It's easy for me to do all the other things along the list, right? And then the last one, which I think is the second most important one, which is take control. And the reason I say that's the second most important one is because once you understand what your goals are, what you're looking to go after, then what happens is you take the initiative, right? If you work in our offices, you understand that a lot of what we talk about is in your hands, right? We give you the tools, we give you the vehicle, but you have to get in the vehicle and drive. So what that means is you got to take control. Wherever you end up in our industry is going to be 100% up to you, the people you surround yourself with, the questions that you ask on a daily basis, how seriously you take yourself, how seriously you want other people around you to take you. All of those factor into exactly how much you take control of your career with us. These are the 8 great working habits. I personally believe if you use this as a measuring stick for your growth in the industry, and you just every single weekend, you just rate yourself, how good was I in any of these on a scale of 1 to 5 or a scale of 1 to 10, whatever scale works for you, and you start rating yourself honestly every single week, you'll notice your progression is getting better and better, and you're progressing faster and faster. That is it for the 8 great working habits, also called the 8 steps to success.